Hi everyone, and saying everyone. uh, Hi everyone, thanks very much for clicking on my little YouTube channel. Do appreciate it. As the title will probably say, I got a vacuum sealer the other day, a food vacuum sealer bag from Lidl, I think it was. They were on offer, well, on offer in the middle of Lidl, 19.99. I'd actually seen Grizzly Gaz doing it a while ago, and it's the same little vacuum sealer he's got, but he's bought the silver stand-up pouches from Amazon. I've just basically used the same the plastic sail bags that came with the vacuum sealer, but I did purchase some smaller ones, which is what these beans and sausages are in at the moment. So I thought I'd have a go. Now I've actually froze these, and I've also got some chili con carne in there as well in the freezer. But I think I'd normally just defrost these before I took them. So these have been vacuum sealed. So I'm just going to give it a go with my cook set to see how viable it is to take them like this. Or obviously, I think normally I'd probably defrost them so they're a bit more pliable. But there's the bag. There's the size of my hand. I don't particularly have big hands. Probably fat hands, but not big hands. Like, you'll have to excuse me if my face keeps disappearing. Well, you won't have. You'll probably be glad of it. But if my face keeps disappearing off the camera, because I've got it on a little tripod, sort of balanced and angled down a little bit. But I'll probably have to pick it up at some point and move it down. Well, this is me cup set that I'll just show you in the bag here. This comes in, all in, at 760 grams. And I'll show you what is actually I've put in here. So I've got my little spork, and I'm going to do this little experiment with the kit that I would have available to me on the site. The only caveat to that is I'm just going to fill the pot with water from my tap. But normally I do that with a water bottle, but there's no point in doing that. So there's my little titanium spork that I use. So that's in there. And then my pot itself. So I've actually got two pots in here. So there's the lid off the bigger pot, which is a 1 litre pot. I'm just taking it out the thing at the moment. And I also keep my little number 8 opinel knife in there. So this is my smaller 500 cup kit, and all I've done is basically, that's the whatever make that is, I can't remember now, you'll see it on the screen. And this is the, well, it says 300 millilitres there, but it's, for some reason, 300 millilitres, unless it's a bigger, 800 mil, my eyes with my glasses, I swear, 800 mil, it's a litre to the very top, and it's 800 mil. I don't know if that's shown there, a bit of rush in there, or something. I think it's food, I can't see, there it is. Whatever it is anyway, so basically that entire cup kit fits into there. And this is the pot. I would normally just take this, which is the 500 mil, but I'm thinking I might need this bigger one to pop the food in. So my cup kit itself, cook kit itself is all in here. Right, so obviously the lid off it. I've got my pot stand. I've actually just bought this morning. They're on a wow deal at Go Outdoors for £3. I've normally got the metal MSR one that I take out with me, that I normally put into this bag with me spork. But I thought that might have fitted in the pot, but it doesn't. It's just slightly too big. But it's still handy enough. Then inside the bag is my 500 ml pot, which has my BSR or BRS 3000 little stove. I always take that just in case the lighter runs out, which is the ferro rod and thing. Then I have small 100ml gas canister and a sponge just for giving it a quick wipe out. Right, so I shall get the stove set up and get the water in, and I'll bring you back in literally a blink of an eye. The pot with, well, I haven't filled it, probably about half full. The, what is it, Bon Voyage or something, this is something crazy. So, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put the bag of beans and sausage in while it's frozen. I have no idea how these will. Oop. Some seems a bit one-sided there. Oop. Well, it's on anyway, so let's get this stove on. Right, this is the part where I'm going to start tilting you down. So there we are, that's on. It's not on full blast at the minute, I'll just whack it up. There it goes. So I'll bring you back and I'll see how this performs with the frozen. I'm only doing it for frozen because I wanted to do the video and I couldn't be bothered defrosting it. But I'm just going to see how it goes anyway, so right, I'll bring you back in. Do a time check. Not that I'd be in a rush anyway, but that's the time now. It's just coming up to 5 to 1. It's only been on about 2 minutes at the moment, so. But yeah, I've just tried that size of bag in the 500ml pot. Is it 500ml or 750? Yeah, it's actually 750, but that's if it's filled to the top. So 500ml, and it will fit. That the size of bag that I've cut that to will actually fit into there. 500ml. So I could possibly, if I kept the bags that size, not take the big pot and just have everything in one. I'm starting to look like the substitute teacher with the long hair, the bald head on top. Anyway, oh, and I mentioned Grizzly Gaz before. Yeah, I'll if I can, I'll put a link to his channel. If you've never seen it, I'm sure you have. Got some fantastic videos with his camps and hacks and tips on tents, and yeah, he covers a lot of stuff. And he's a smashing lad. Get a lot of history off him from the local area where he does his camps and everything. Very entertaining, so check him out, definitely worth it if you haven't already. Right, that pot has actually come to a roll and boil in about 2 minutes, and that's with a bag of ice basically in it, frozen sausages. So I've just turned it down to a simmer and see how long it takes before it goes out, or if the plastic bags melt, but I don't think they do, so what I got. 5 minutes lapsed now. That's been on a roll and boil. I've put it in simmer, but obviously as it's defrosted, I've managed to push that bag of beans down. So what I might do is I might see, once this has got hot, because I can still feel a bit of frozen in it, so once it's like sort of an edible thing, I might try and fit it into that 500ml pot. But I'm absolutely sure that will fit. So right, so I've just popped this lid on and I've turned it right down onto a very, very gentle simmer. So while that's doing it's only been on, I don't know if my watch will be back to front on here, but it was 5 to before, and it's just coming up to 5 past 1 now. So I'm just going to go and have a ciggy and see, see how it is. So as you can see, I think they're probably done, to be honest. Took about, well, there you go, it's 10 past 1 now, but I've just took them out of the big pot and put it into the little pot to see if they would fit, and they do. So what I'll have to do in future, or even with this, I'm going to have to measure exactly how long I've cut that bag, so I know that that'll be the bag size if I take them unfrozen, that they will squish into that bag. So that'll be the plan anyway. So, right, my plan is, or my plan was, the reason I was taking the bigger pot, I'll just pour that water away. The reason I was taking that pot was to cook the bags in. I would have to take it for the chilli because I put them in bigger bags. I should have probably, never mind, by the by. I was going to boil the water in this one, and then I was either going to cut the bag and sit it in here and eat it out because it's not a self-standing bag. I'm going to try and experiment and see if I can do it with this bag. So, right, all fingers and thumbs. So if I take this one off here now, I'll place that down here. I'll put yous on some sort of mad angle. In fact, no I won't, I'll stand you up again. I'll stand you up again. Said that to a few girls. Well, they've said it to me, should I say, in my younger days. Right. It's hot stuff. Right, excuse this tea towel. But there it is. Oh yeah, God yeah, they're piping hot now. Oh, and the bag hasn't melted or anything. Instead of, I'll just turn that off instead of wasting my gas. Right, so this could be tricky because I said I was only going to use what I had with me, and I don't think I'm going to take a pair of scissors with me. I could take a tiny pair, but this was my, oh, let me empty this water on. I should really be doing cuts here to make the video nice and short and that. Oh. So that's off there now. So my plan was to pop that into here, cut the top and then see if the top would fold. So the dog's in the garden on his own and the door's open, and he was starting to bark and I wasn't sure whether it was the postman or not. They're petrified of him anyway. He's daft as a brush. He wouldn't even do anything. He's friendly as anything. He'll bark and that, but as soon as you open the gate, all he'd do is probably try and hump the legs or something, even though he's had his knickknacks chopped off. Yeah, so anyway, it wasn't the postman. So what was I up to? This was my plan, was to cook them in the big pot, or something like this anyway, and then cut this top off here, and then eat them out of this cup. It was something like that. But if I can get away with taking the one cup, right, so I'm going to use, like I said, I'll use what I would have with me. I wouldn't have to take scissors, but we'll work it out. So, right, you won't be able to see this bit, so I'm just going to cut the top of this bag, which could go not at all to plan. So far, it's alright, I think. See, they're like a ripstop material on these bags. Yeah, but I've got the thing of it open anyway, so yeah, that's not gonna, sort of would be a bit messy like, but just try and straighten this off. Ugh. Right, well I've got through the bag anyway, so that's my plan of how to eat them. So that's my plan of how to eat them, so I can keep the thing is, you can see there's steam coming out of it, but is it right through? Nothing seems frozen, so excuse me why. A couple of sausages there. I'll have a sausage and see how hot they are. Yeah, they're hot. So that little plan would work. I could actually just use it. If I keep the bags that size, I could actually use that method, and instead of taking the big pot, I can just take that little one, keep the weight down, so that'd knock off a few 100 grams. Not that I'm a gram counter anyway, but it does, every little does help, doesn't it? So yeah, well, that's about it. That's the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching. I might do a little video on how I've sealed them, but Is that it? Yeah. Or heat sealed them with that little thing. Like I say, that I'll do that in a separate review when I explain the thing and that. But basically, it just welds the plastic shut, and it vacuums the air out. So we got it for all sorts, really, for stuff for the freezer at home and things like that, leftovers. Instead of putting them into Tupperware tubs and take up space and that, or you know, the Chinese takeaway tubs and stuff, you can just put them in them bags, and depending how wet the food is, you can basically suck the air out of them, and you can then squish them flat and just pop them into your freezer and freeze them like that. So we've got it for that sort of stuff, veg and all that. But yeah, but I'd seen a lad do it. Well, like I say, I'd seen Gaz do it several months ago, but I didn't have it then. And then I seen them come on offer in Lidl, so I went down and got one. Right, that's it for this one. Like I say, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. Comment what you think. Is it something you would try? Would you get the silver bags, pouches that they sell on Amazon? The only thing with them, they're not cheap. Like I think they're about a tenner, $4.10. So that'd be expensive. Where rolls of the plastic stuff, you get 3 meters on each roll. So yeah. So what was it up to? See what I mean about my tangents. Thanks very much for watching. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please think about doing so. And if you're already subscribed, as always, it really is, honestly, heartfelt, really is appreciated. Thanks very much. Right, until the next time, people, bye for now. Well, that's it. I've eaten them. I tell you what, they weren't bad. They were only the Tesco sausage and beans, but there must have been about 12 little sausages in there. So let's see if it's worth keeping there. There's my little pouch, now emptied. And there's one clean cup for drinking water out of. Oh, excuse me. So in total, from absolute frozen solid, they've been in the freezer for about 4 days. Frozen solid to being hot, and they were hot, and edible. It took 15 minutes. Which is nothing really, is it? I mean, you've got a bag of ice in the water as well there, like, so obviously I was talking about a bag of ice. It's the ice that was the frozen beans and sausages into the water, and I put that in the cold water and then started to boil. So yeah, about 15 minutes to basically pipe in hot food. So right, I've put this on the end because I forgot to tag it on. So, but anyways, I'll shove it in before the end. Right. So there is the size of the vacuum seal bags once I've done it. That's my cup kit, my hand. That was the chilli bags. Obviously, while they're frozen, they're not going to fit into any of the pots. So I would obviously defrost them. But that's just chilli and rice. It was left over, so I flattened it down, like you see. It's very thin, very thin. And there's the beans and sausages in one of them bags. So as you can see, it's about the same size as the pot. So yeah, like I say, I probably would defrost them, to be honest. So anyway, that's this little bit to insert somewhere. And another thing, obviously the water that you've boiled that in is there for a brew. Ta-ta!